Hey otakus, Jirok Freak here, and today we're diving into a story that's a little bit sci-fi, a little bit melancholy, and a whole lot weird. Get ready for Basingstoke Requiem. The rhythmic clatter of the commuter train was a constant in my life, a metronome measuring out the dull tempo of my days. But the monotony fractured when she appeared. She always sat in the same seat, number 42 by the window, her head tilted slightly as if listening to something only she could hear, humming along with it. She was an anomaly on the 7:15 to Basingstoke. Small and willowy, she possessed a winsome face framed by wisps of stray hair, the color of spun moonlight. But it was her eyes that truly captivated me. They seemed to dance with some inner light, a spark of something ancient and unknowable. She felt otherworldly, a creature strayed from a hidden glade, now trapped on this mundane metal serpent. For weeks I observed in respectful silence. I was a creature of habit myself, and I understood the quiet sanctity of one's routine. But curiosity, that relentless itch, eventually overpowered my restraint. One Tuesday morning, fueled by lukewarm coffee and an inexplicable sense of urgency, I sat beside her. My heart hammered against my ribs like a trapped bird as I cleared my throat. "Beautiful morning, isn't it?" I offered, a pathetic gambit. She turned, her eyes widening slightly before a warm smile bloomed on her face. "It is," she agreed, her voice a soft melody that resonated deeper than it should have. "Every morning is a beautiful morning, if you know how to listen." And so began our conversations. They were disjointed, snippets of philosophy, fragments of strange poetry, observations about the migratory patterns of unseen birds. She was warm, engaging, yet always maintained a subtle distance, a shimmering barrier I couldn't quite penetrate. I learned her name was Lyra, but little else. When I asked for her number, she laughed, a light, tinkling sound. "I don't have a phone," she said, as if that were the most natural thing in the world. And when I inquired about her address, she simply replied, "Nowhere permanent." 3 weeks. 3 weeks of fleeting conversations, shared sunrises glimpsed through dusty windows, and the haunting refrain of her endless song. 3 weeks of growing fascination, tinged with a creeping unease. Basingstoke. Every morning, the train pulled into Basingstoke, and Lyra would rise, gather her worn leather satchel, and disappear into the throng of commuters. I wrestled with the urge to follow her, to break through the enigma that surrounded her, but something held me back. A premonition, perhaps, or a fear of shattering the fragile magic she possessed. That Sunday afternoon, driven by a desperate need for answers, I made my decision. I took the train, knowing she would be there, and she was, sitting in her usual seat, humming her unending song. As the train neared Basingstoke, I braced myself. Lyra rose, her movements fluid and graceful. She walked to the back of the carriage and entered the restroom. Time stretched, agonizingly slow. The train began to slow for the station. Passengers disembarked. Lyra didn't emerge. My anxiety spiked. I knocked, softly at first, then with increasing urgency. Silence. Fear took hold. I slammed my shoulder against the door, the flimsy lock giving way with a snap. I stumbled inside, expecting I didn't know what. But what I found wasn't what I expected. Panic clawed at my throat. Had she climbed out the window while the train slowed? Impossible. Confused, disoriented, I stepped back into the carriage, and then I saw it. Seat 42, empty. Except it wasn't empty. I was sitting there, staring out the window, the familiar landscape of Basingstoke blurring past. The sun warmed my face. I felt compelled. An irresistible urge bubbled up within me, and then I began to hum. It was her song, the unending melody that had woven its way into my subconscious, now spilling forth from my lips. The same tune, the same haunting notes, the same loss. The train pulled away from Basingstoke, leaving the station and my previous life behind. Whoa. Heavy stuff, right? What do you think happened to our main character? Was it a body swap? Some kind of fey magic? Or did he just completely lose it? Let me know your theories in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that'll keep you up all night. This is Jirok Freak, signing off.